Yo, what is up? It's your boy Tokyo, and I'm back with an update with Lab TV. So y'all stick around. How y'all doing? Thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for clicking on this video. I just want to give you an update of what happened with the Lab TV. As you can see with the caption or the title of the video, you can see what we're about to start. So I want to talk about the interviews. While I stopped doing the interviews, basically it just became too much for one man. The guys that I was working with, they ended up moving away to Texas, so I was by myself. And I just couldn't afford to run everything by myself. It was issues with like my guests, booking guests. You know, I had to book the guests, I had to shoot, I had to edit, had to write the questions. And I just had to make sure everything was in line by myself. And so that was a lot to do. And the guests, they wasn't showing up on time, sometimes 2-3 hours. And for the amount of money that I was charging, it wasn't worth the time, because I had reached to a point where I was doing interviews for like $125, $150 for an interview. And I tried to lock in my guests with deposits. And a lot of people with my type of style interviews come from the streets, and a lot of street dudes excuse us, oh, I ain't got Cash App, or I ain't got Chime, I ain't got Apple Pay, I got Cash App, pay you when I get there. And so I wasn't going for that because I experienced that so much. And so a lot of times they would have you waiting 2-3 hours, and you book an appointment for 6 o'clock and it's now 9 o'clock at night. So you done wasted most of your time, and a lot of times they will flake on you. Why? Because they didn't have no deposit to lock them in. So there was a lot. I couldn't afford the space, like I said. From moving around, if y'all been with me from my journey, you know I started in the car. I was in a nice building with a great background with the guy I was working with. I was in the back of a church. I was at one of my homie spot, OTA Doo-Wop, at his clothing spot and studio. I was at Chris Spencer's studio sometimes. And then y'all saw where I got my own space, where I had my own backdrop, and it was looking real good and nice. And it was a affordable spot, but I was by myself. I was putting more in than I was getting out. So I had to complete my lease and give the woman her keys back. It was disheartening, you know. It was heartbreaking because like I had spent like maybe a year or two looking for a place that I could call home, and I finally found a spot where, you know, I could book clients. I could do what I do, and I didn't execute, you know. The market, I want to say it was the market that I was in, but it was plenty of artists and plenty of people that I could have interviewed. But like I say, it was so much on my plate to do. I was doing several people's jobs. So I couldn't focus on booking. I couldn't focus on marketing. You know, I had to work. I was working. The lab was my side hustle that was going to be my baby, you know, that was going to be my career. But it was costing me so much. It was costing me time. You know, sometimes I would hit a lick. I would make $200, $300, $400, $500 in a night, but for the rest of the month, it was nothing, you know. And some months it'd just be $125. So it was costing me a lot of time. I was pulling up on real street guys, you know. Being in the hood, it was cool. It ain't no different from being where I'm from, but doing long form content in the hood, standing in one spot, it ain't safe because by the grace of God, I wasn't involved in nothing crazy, but I've had I don't want to say friends, but I had associates who've been robbed, shot at, robbed and shot at. You know, the equipment got stolen, or they was involved in the drive-by because of the people that they was filming and doing business with. So it was very much dangerous, but I'm a man, I'm brave. So the risk wasn't worth the reward, but I did meet a lot of cool people. But I had way too much knowledge in the streets. You know, if you're going to step in this space of doing interviews of rappers, of going to the hood and stuff like that, you got to know who don't mess with who. You got to know what to say, when to say it. You got to know who's beefing, you know, because you could do an interview one day and book two groups of people that don't like each other. And if they run into each other, something bad's gonna happen. And you're gonna get blind for it. I had this situation where two artists from Greenwood, if y'all know who they are, y'all know who they are. But I booked them on the same day. And I thought that I could schedule one for the 12 p.m. and the other one like at 3 p.m. I spaced it out. And I was advised not to do it, but I'm so new to the game. I'm like, man, I'm going to go ahead and knock both of these guys out. This is going to be good. This is going to bring attention to my platform from their area, and I'm going to get the followers. I was hungry, but my hunger almost caused a disaster. And the first guy, he didn't show up on time. I was calling him. He was like, oh, yeah, I'm on the way. I'm in traffic. You know, when you get in this space, you're going to realize people lie a lot. So he was lying. And he wasn't in traffic. So I just basically canceled his interview. I chalked it up. I said he flaked. So by the time 3 o'clock came, the 3 o'clock guy, he showed up on time, very punctual, very militant type. You know, that's the demeanor. He was really, you know, that dude. And so as he's calling me, showing and telling me that he's showing up, he about to pull in, the other guy from 12 called and said he's in traffic. He's on his way. I'm panicking. I'm freaking out because I know that they beef is real bad. And I said to myself, I should have listened to my homie. So make a long story short, I ended up convincing that guy, you know, we got to do this another time. Just go ahead, turn around. And thank God that the clerk had a problem with us because my guest, the 3 o'clock guest, he smelled like weed. So he put us out. So I'm glad that was over with because you never know if the guy would have came back just to sit out and try to talk to me or whatever. You know, he could have saw them guys and it could have been on and popping. I would have got blind for it. So it was very much dangerous. And yeah, so that what happened with the interviews. It was just way too much for you, boy. Far as me posting these rap videos, you know, that was another thing. Like, it was time consuming because I really did my homework. I really was scouring through the internet, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook to see who are the artists in Mississippi. And it was a lot, you know. People was flooding my DMs. Man, post this. And I had an Android. I still got an Android, you know. And I had this editing software on Android where I had to edit, make sure everything looked right, bleep out the curse words because Facebook and Instagram, not Instagram, but Facebook, they rules is crazy. They policy is crazy. So it was a lot editing that stuff. And I was getting flooded with like 50, 60, up to 100 DMs, you know, every other day. And I said, if you want me to post your videos, you know, send me $10, $15, $20. I'll go ahead and post it. I will make you a priority over everybody. And people was doing it, but it wasn't bringing like fast growth. I wasn't seeing fast growth. I was stuck probably at like 10K probably for like 2 years. You know, it wasn't beneficial. Although I was introducing new artists to new people, it wasn't contributing to my goals and what reason I started the lab. You know, I started the lab to uh, educate people, open up people's minds, you know, introduce them to new things, which I did with the music. But also, it was kind of going against what I believe in. The music that the people in Mississippi was putting out was really murder music. Like really, still to this day, murder music. And I'm all about black people, you know, coming together, which is seems like it's impossible, but I'm a family man. And me being around these guys, like the ops and their ops, you know, I can see the brotherhood that they have over here and the brotherhood they have over there. And like y'all literally are the same people. Y'all just hate each other because y'all done killed somebody on each side. So I didn't want to play that game no more. You know, I'll post a rap video here and there, you know what I'm saying, if somebody pay me or somebody get signed, but I'm not helping promote diss songs because people was really dying behind stuff like that. And me just posting it really made me a part of that drama. So yeah, that's dead. No Excuses podcast. A lot of y'all know that I had a podcast called No Excuses with Big Keef, and No Excuses really was my baby because it's like a breath of fresh air. I gave up the interview, so I was doing podcasts, and with the No Excuses podcast, it was growing, but again, it was lack of funds because the same space where I got the interviews at, I wasn't getting the financial help that I needed. Shout out to Big Keef. But Big Keef had his own bills, which I understand. And I called Big Keef on this dream. You know, it wasn't Big Keef's dream to be in a podcast. I just saw Big Keef as a funny dude on Facebook. He had a audience. He was entertaining. So I wanted to help make him bigger than what he was, you know what I'm saying? Like I wanted to help push him to his full potential. But I think it was, I don't know really what happened because I reached out to Keef. One day Keef just stopped showing up. He stopped showing up, coming down here to Greenville to do the podcast. And I didn't even, you know, I was checking the temperature to see, you know, what his head was. But he was saying you know, we still got something. That was the excuse. But I heard from a friend that he just wanted to do skits. You know, I wish he would have talked to me. You know what I'm saying? But I did try to reach out to Keef. And it's no hard feelings because, like I say, it's my dream, you know, to have this podcast. And like the podcast ain't no excuses. No matter what goes on, ain't no excuse for me not to continue doing what I'm doing. So the wheels gonna keep on rolling. I love Keef, my boy forever. I thank him for what he has already contributed to No Excuses in the lab. Always. Y'all gotta excuse me, I'm kind of sick. I'm probably gonna go blow my nose real fast. I miss my dream, so No Excuses. One day we'll be back. I promise you, bigger, better, and better than ever. Bigger and better than ever. I promise you. So, in all, yeah, but in all, it was just a lot. It was a lot. It's a lot for one man. And, you know, I learned a lot of lessons from what I did. You know, I was ahead of my time, you know, ahead of my time. You know, and then I was getting distracted by my friends' dreams, you know, like going into space as far as like doing live performances. That wasn't my dream, you know. I wanted to help one of my homeboys because he was a cameraman and wanted to show him, you know, hey, I'm gonna help you, I'm gonna help push you, And, you know, the people was coming. They wanted to come, but we just wasn't consistent, you know. My heart wasn't in it, you know. It was his dream, and it was taking a lot of my time. So I let him do what he wanted to do with it, which he ended up moving. So he did nothing with it. So, you know, we gotta be careful, you know, with other people's dreams while you're on your journey, making your dreams come true. You know, a lot of people don't mean no harm, but it's a distraction. You know, it really was a distraction from what I really needed to do. So anyway, yeah. So that what happened to the lab interviews and the podcast. So after I gave all that up, I took a big break from the lab TV. I was contemplating deleting everything of the lab because my life, it was really money, you know. I ended up getting sick with arthritis. If y'all don't know what that is, it's like inflammation in the joints. I don't know where it came from. I knew my mother had it because she had lupus. And so I guess it's just a hereditary thing. And I had a lot of inflammation and stuff like that. So I couldn't work the way I needed to. I was taking BS jobs and I wasn't making the money that I normally would have made. So I was really ready to self-destruct on the lab. My health was declining. I wasn't making the money, and me and my lady, we was getting into it a lot. But it was more so with me around this time because I was angry because I didn't feel like the man that I once was. But in that pain, in that hurt, in that being low and almost giving up, I had to dig deep. I got back on the roads, got my money back up, and I told myself I'm gonna lock in on 30 days on the lab, and I'm gonna just post content that makes me happy, you know, that gets me going through the day, that uplifts me. I locked in for 30 days, and I posted like 5, 6, sometimes 7 times a day, every day for 30 days. I don't care where I was. If I got up, first thing I did was pray, read some scripture, and then start posting. I even went to bed, started posting. You know what I'm saying? And for 30 days, my engagement went through the roof. I reached 35 million people. Like 35 million people saw my platform. 35 million people. I don't know if y'all don't know, but 35 million people is a lot of people. And I dedicated myself. I was consistent. And it grew my platform to 36,000 followers. From being stuck at 10 for like 2 years to getting 36,000 in 30 days. That's crazy. And so what it taught me was I can get anything I want out of life as long as I can see it and be consistent. I push through. I push through them dark days. You know, I'm an adult and I'm a man. I'm a black man. So all these obstacles, you know, life will always have something. Life will always have obstacles. You got to be a problem solver. What's my problem? Okay. How can I solve this problem with the less energy, if it's possible, with less energy? I didn't spend no money to gain these followers. I was spending money to gain those 10,000, but for the gain 36,000, I didn't spend no money. It cost me $0 to post. Only thing it cost me was a little time. And I spent less time doing it than when I was out there doing interviews and chasing them behind these rappers and stuff like that. I spent less time doing this than trying to help somebody else's dream come true or trying to make somebody believe in my dream. So I gotta lead and lead by an example. Consistency is really discipline. So I just wanted to say that. So that what happened to the lab TV. You know, we focusing on bigger and better things things that align with the original, with what the original purpose was, which was to teach, give knowledge, entertain, just be the lab, open your brain up. Bigger and better things coming up. I do want to say No Excuses will be back. I got a lot of other content that's coming, a lot of entertaining, a lot of educational, but it's gonna be fun. You know, it's gonna make you glued to the TV. And I just want to say, if you want to learn more about how I did this, just follow me. I'll make more videos about this, and we'll lock in. Let's grow together. But yeah, more content coming soon, and I'll see y'all on the next video.